So this was probably sometime 42, 43, 44. It could be any time in there. But, well, it'd only be a couple of years because we only had the camp a couple of years.
Okay.
But we had a fairgrounds in Turlock, and so somebody decided that fairground would be a good place for a camp for the Japanese, and temporary. Everybody knew everything was temporary, and so they brought in those people. They didn't put any of the local people in there. I don't know where they went. Probably east, you know. But so we got all these Japanese in there, and they refurbished them. Dad went down and worked for several weeks on building new barracks to receive these people when they came. And one of the neat things for me that happened was that after the war's end, the camp was, of course, turned back to Turlock. We had managed to make it a different kind of camp. Instead of Japanese, it became AWOL kind of guys that the Army was struggling with. And they were a miserable bunch. They went through our yards at times when they were escaping, and it was a mess. The Japanese were just absolutely perfect to deal with, and here come these wonderful Americans, you know, and it was awful. But one of the things that happened, they built a guard tower that was probably 20 feet high, and they had 1, 2, 3 of those, as I remember, and one of them was right on the canal where I used to go swimming. Right there was an area where they had, we called them drops, where the water was stopped, and then we regulated the height of it in the canal by this up and down thing that went. Anyway, the fairgrounds was right there, and the Japanese were in the barbed wire fence, all fenced up, and then this big guard tower sitting right on the bridge that the street ran through before the guards came. And I became acquainted with some of those guys. And one day I was up there and the guy was throwing his bayonet. Did I tell you this?
Yeah.
Throwing the bayonet at a post. And it hit the post, and instead of jabbing it hit sideways into the canal. So I rode home on my bike and got my swimming suit on and came back and dove in and got it. And I don't know why the guy didn't ask it back, or if it was a different shift or whatever, and I didn't offer it to him. But I gave it to the high school. We had a big fundraiser for money for the war effort, and I gave that to them to auction off.